We are scheduled to go live at 1 o'clock. There is a delay, so they're playing some of poetry, and we can show you some of the scene right now until they actually get started. Thank you for your understanding and your patience.
This is for you. To whom it may concern, I'm writing this short message to let you and the world, we as black, we are not free. From that woven web of oppression that surrounds our entrances into college, university, jobs, and more, this is for you. You need not to worry, but you need to wake up, America. The children of yesterday are no longer the children of today. We do not take the abuse laid down on our ancestors. The children of today fight for what they want and believe in tomorrow. That knockdown, drag out strategies you used back then won't work anymore. To keep the children of today down. Why don't you wake up, America? Do away with the BS system that oppress and suppress. Music on my mind. Listen to the beat. Rhythm in my soul. Movement in my brain. Listen to the drum. Moving fast to the sound like waves of soul. Rhythm. 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 And more. Twist your body to the beat of the beat. Shake your head, clap your hands, just do it. Listen to the rhythm. welfare roles. I've lived in private but public houses. I've been married, divorced, and lived with a man. I've searched high and low for improvement in my life. I spent the night inside the school to give my children a good life. I've educated myself through the school systems, college and more. Hungry, thirsty, and eager to live. I've given my children what was given to me. Culturally, I've exposed them. Religiously, I've educated them. I am the same parent, the same struggle. I've worked, I've searched for a better job with the experience and education as I am the same. You can't keep it. I've moved around and around, uptown, downtown. They step forward, they step back. I've witnessed the changes in the world around me. I've been angry, frustrated, hurt, and tired. I've been abandoned by some when my life thoughts, feelings, and emotions were down. I've been mother, father, doctor, nurse, and man. I'm a single parent. That's not an easy task. You can't keep me to settle for a life of failure. I have a duty to myself and my children. Single, alone, unhappy, and frustrated parent. To provide a sound economic family, a sound educated family, and a sound family. I'm a single parent, and my love is strong as a two-parent family. My capabilities are just as such as a two-parent family. I am a single parent. Can't, won't, not, never tolerate to detect them. In my veins flows the blood of a proud and godly person. I am a single parent, but you will not, cannot, shall not turn me or mine. I make lemons. I caress golden brown sand. I've been kind of like a babe in the arms of the rocky mountains. My limbs reach out for I'm a I anointed your soul with sweet. I see now the long endless mountain. I soothe your mind with joys and joys. I smother you with milk and honey. I was fastened like the link.
I have the link, yes.
She's saying she has a link. What link is she at?
It's this. So do you want to see her right now?
Yeah.
She should be able to log on at 15 after. So what we'll do is we'll start the meeting. And then
You are on
start.
live stream right now. You are on camera right now.
Okay.
Just so you know, and everything you're saying is being recorded and live streamed. Because the
Okay.
mic's right there.
Okay, thank you. Okay. I know. Do you want to try to sit off to the side a little bit?
All the tables have them.
Okay, there you are. And then
What's up, Nico? Always my pleasure.
you can't see him yet.
Not yet. Not yet.
Okay.
There you go. You up on the screen now?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to go off to the side more? Turn it off?
There you see it.
Okay.
This is live.
Okay. So,
But I have no latest thing. Are you gonna invite she already?
I gave Rob the link.
Okay. This is his wife is trying.
Watch the wires, bro. Watch the wires.
UPS people.
Be careful. Watch the wires.
Okay. I need to do this.
Yep. There ain't no way I can edit that out.
I need to do this.
That's not my wire.
I need to do this.
Okay.
You used to put the mic on.
You probably have to play it up to the mic because I can't.
The lights can't. It's really can't.
I'm sorry.
The lights on.
I think people could see in there fine with the lights on. Do you want the lights on?
No.
Okay.
No, we're good.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody can see it.
I'll be over here.
You should slide over. You got the letters and the light right. Yeah, that's good. Yep, we're good.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to our tribute to the last poets. My name is Kim Robinson, and this is my second year of doing one of the great poets of our time. I would like to share something with you that was so exciting to me. One Saturday, I was sitting at my house at my desk, and we already had decided that we were going to do the last poets. Last year we did Nikki Giovanni, for those who were here last year, and we had a great time.
So while I was sitting at my desk, I got a text that told me to contact the person who's in charge and who's the manager of the last codes. I had an opportunity to talk with her. Queen Wa is her name. And I was just overwhelmed. I never thought in my lifetime I would get that type of phone call. And I've been writing poetry a long time. We've been making this arrangement to honor the last codes for almost a year now. Not only did I get an opportunity to speak with her, I've had an opportunity to be on Zoom and do my poetry with the last poets. It's such an honor to me. You know, when you are young and you have a vision and you have something you want to achieve, this is what I tell all the young people. As the Bible says, where there is no vision, the people will perish. And when you don't have a vision, you will perish. And I have worked so long and so hard over the years to gain my recognition for my writing. And when I got that phone call, I was in tears. Because that was like a confirmation of my work, and it was worthy to be heard. And I definitely appreciate the last poets. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to introduce you to, my son has been my production leader for years. And we had an opportunity to go into one of their interviews that they did. So I'm going to play this for a minute, and I'm going to let you just listen, observe, and hear the words. Hold on, please. I'm not really that great at this. I'm going to typewrite them all. So please bear with me.
So for those people who don't know who the Last Poets are, can one of you please just tell us a brief bit of history about how you came about?
The Last Poets were born on May 19th, 1968 in Harlem, New York. Actually, it was a birthday celebration commemorating Malcolm X. May 19th is a holy day for those of you who don't know. And the park was a park that was used for a lot of revolutionary activities. And on this particular day, David Nelson, Guyland Kane, and myself, Abiodun, came together to actually present poetry as a collective, which was something that was kind of unique, mainly because poets don't usually work as units. Poets work as individuals primarily. So we came together with the thought that if we came together as a group doing poetry, striking at the system, dealing with the issues that we had in our own Black community, that maybe that would give a clear idea to Black people as to the vital need for us to come together as a people, because our disunity was causing us not to enjoy the power that we have. So the Last Poets came together with a thought that we would be a collective inspiring Black folks to unify in any way we could. We addressed primarily the concept of niggers. We did not really thrash at the system as much as we thrashed at each other. We were trying to clean house. We were trying to make things.
Guess who's behind me? One of the last poets. He's here in person. I would like Queen Wa to introduce her uncle.
We can hear them on their, we can hear it on their screen. They need to talk in the background.
patient with us, please. This is all electronics. That's what happens. I have to text her. Just be patient. We're trying to figure this out, what's going on. But anyway, as we're waiting, I'm going to, you cannot hear me. Hold on. Thank you.
You're welcome. And you might be able to still hear you through the laptop speaker. I don't know if you have that
Is that on?
that
Yeah, they can hear you.
feedback.
Greenwald? Abdul? He's just frozen, hold on. Let me text her.
I just tried calling her and I texted her and asked her if she heard.
Really? Anyway, as we try to figure this out, it's an honor. This is my special guest. This is one of the last poets I've had an opportunity to share my Abdul with my poetry with over the last couple of months. And you know, for someone of his caliber to invite me into his room, it's an honor and a privilege for me to be able to do this. We are trying to technically get this together, but while we wait, we're going to listen.
Make sure your speaker on the laptop is up too.
Audio's on.
Hello?
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can now. How are you, sir?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm great. This is Kim Robinson,
Hello, Kim.
and welcome to Pittsburgh. So
Yes, it's
we'd
fine.
like to give you a hand, ovation, sir.
Locust Wilson facility, we performed there.
Yes, I remember, sir.
Oh, you were there?
No, we're at Penn Hills Library in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
How was that your performance?
Well, I don't see you on my screen, but I can hear you.
We're going to try to correct that. You see me now?
Yes, I can see you now, yes.
All right.
And I love the outfit you're wearing, that's nice.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir.
Uh-huh.
Well, we welcome you to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And it is an honor and a privilege for us to see you.
Yes.
Now, this is your opportunity. You have the whole floor. We're going to listen to you.
Well, you know, this is an opportunity for, I always tell people, when you have a chaotic situation like what we have now in America, that opens up the door for a lot of opportunities. Because you don't really, we're not supposed to get caught up in the chaos. Black people, of all the people on the planet, we're very familiar with chaos. We were brought over here under a chaotic situation. We were forced to live in chaotic circumstances.
So chaos is something that we're familiar with. But in the chaotic situation and conditions that we've lived under, we've been able to produce genius. We've been able to overcome and let the whole world know that our resilience is something that's very special. I expect that to continue. I'm looking forward to the brighter moments that we will create because I have faith in my people. I know our strength. I know our magnificence. I know our genius. And I would like for us to be able to pass that on so that other folks can be reminded that you come from some stock that says we shall not be broken, we shall not falter, we shall not lose, we will always win, we will always achieve and accomplish those things that are necessary. So I'm very happy to take this opportunity to just restate or say, make it clear once again that we have work to do and that we should be proud of the efforts that have been made and be willing to perform and do the things that need to be done.
Yes. Would you recite one of your poems for us?
Sure. Like last night, I did a poetry reading in Harlem. We have a place on 129th Street called the Jazz Museum. And they have pictures, of course, of many of our great jazz artists in there. And the day after my Earth Day was February 25th. And so on February 26th, I actually performed. I actually had a little jazz trio, because I also write songs and I sing. So I performed there the day after. And it was a remarkable turnout. It was standing room only, and it was in the middle of the day. I had to ask people, they were playing hooky to come out to see me, but the love is rich. So last night, we had another performance at the same spot, and I did a poem I had written like over 50 years ago. Because if anybody's familiar with the Last Poets, they know that we have written a lot of poems to try to eradicate niggers from the community. Because niggers at that particular time, before hip-hop made them popular, they were considered to be characters that were not going to help us organize and do the things that we would like to see done. They were going to be that particular brick in the road that was going to stop us from achieving and being as beautifully black as we could possibly be. So we refer to those folks as niggers. And so the Last Poets wrote a lot of nigger poetry. We said niggers were scared of revolution. We said die, nigga, die. We said niggers are together people. We said run, nigger. We tried to de-niggerify the black community. But I discovered that sometimes when you're trying to get rid of something, if you say it, all you do is give it more life. If you really want to get rid of something, you need to replace what you want to get rid of with what you'd like to see. So back at the tender age of 19, I realized that it was time for me to stop writing nigger poetry and to write some poetry about the people that I really love. So the poem that I'm going to do with you is an old poem, but I guess it's new in a sense because it's about it's where my energy is today and where my focus is today. And I think that many of our known poets, great poets, have written a poem entitled My People. Langston Hughes has a poem entitled My People. Margaret Walker has a poem entitled My People. And in both cases, they are praising their people because if you're a poet amongst black folks, you gotta love black people in order to really be a poet. But black people are poetry into themselves. When you see a black person in the street, you're looking at a poem walking. That's all you're looking at. Be a poet automatically. So here's my poem entitled My People. My people are black, beige, yellow, brown, and beautiful. A garden of life with the love as sweet as scooping on wine. Growing in muddy waters, making brown things with big feet and quick minds. My people are warm, sometimes hot, always cool, always together. Together in school and church and jail, in the service in the streets of the ghettos lost this forsaken land. My people, let's be together. Understand that we've lived together. Understand that we've died together. Brother, understand that I've smelled your piss in my hallway, and it smells just like mine. Understand that I love your woman, my sister, and her rare beauty is reason enough for a revolution. Yes, sister, my honest sister, I have had ugly moments with you, but you are the only beauty I've ever known. Yes, sister, my honest sister, you are the joy in my smile, drowsy in my dreams. You are the summer of my winters. You're the only sister I've ever had, and I need you. I need you to be the children of our race. I need you to be the lover of our race. I need you to be the summer of my winters. I need you because you are the natural light in the living. At night there's a moon to make the blackness be felt. I am that blackness, filling up the world with my soul, and the world knows me. You are that moon, my moon goddess, peacefully smiling down light on my black face that fills the universe. My moon, I am your sun, and I shall take this piece of light and build the world for you, my sister. Sometimes the waters are rough, and the hungry tide swallows the shore, washing away all memories of children's footsteps playing in the sand. Where is the world I promised my son? Must he push back the tide and build the world I talked about? Am I so godly until I forget what a man is? Am I so right until there's no room for patience? My brother, oh my brother. Brother, 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 my brother, father of a son, my brother, father of a warrior, my brother, the son, my brother, the warrior, be the beginning and the end for my sister. Be the revolution for our world. Turn yourself into yourself and then on to this disordered world and arrange the laughter for joy and the tears for sorrow. Turn purple pants, alligator shoes, leather jackets, brown boots, polka dot ties, silk suits. Turn mini skirts, false eyelashes, red wigs, blonde wigs, Easter bonnets, bell bottoms. Turn this confusion into unity, into unity, into unity, so that the sun will follow our footsteps in the day, so that the moon will glow in our living rooms at night, so that food, clothing, and shelter will be free, because we're born free, to have the whole world as our playground. My people. That's my answer. That's my antidote to all the nigger voters.
All right.
Do you appreciate that?
Yes, sir. We appreciate it. Pittsburgh, let us show we appreciate it. Can you give us a little history of how long you've been writing poetry?
I started writing poetry, it actually was like a Buddhist thing. I've always been a good English student because my mother, before I went to school, I knew my alphabet, I knew how to count, and I could write my name incursively. I remember when in the first grade, the teacher said, put your name at the top of the page, and I wrote my name. I didn't print it, I wrote it. And the teacher was so astounded with me until she sent me down to the principal's office. And I sat in the principal's office the very first day of my time in school. So my mother said, how was your first day in school? I said, I was in the principal's office. She said, why? I said, I wrote my name to the top of the page. And the teacher took me down and put me in the principal's office. So my mother came to the school the next day, and she cursed everybody out. She said, my son knows something that everybody's got to learn, and you're punishing my son? Oh, you're crazy? But what my mother had done, she had taken her hand and put it on top of my hand and showed me how to write my name. So I never learned how to print. I knew how to write in cursive. So behind that, the school made sure I was always in a 1 class. I was in 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1. So I was considered a smart kid. when I was in the 5th grade, I was asked by my English teacher to write a poem, even though in elementary school, we graduated from the 6th grade, then you go to junior high school. I didn't understand why my teacher asked me to write a poem, and I'm in the 5th grade, but I was an exceptional English student. I guess they figured I could do that. But I didn't have a clue as to how to write a poem. I was only, 9 years old. So I went to the librarian. His name was Mr. Orr. I remember his name. I remember him distinctly. And I guess he was a soft guy, but he was a likable person. And I asked him, I said, I have to write this poem for graduation, and I don't have any idea what to do. So he sat me down and said, well, let's think of some words that rhyme and deal with graduation. So we sat, and I said, I'll say a word, and you say a word. So he said, school bells. And I said, farewell. He said, perfect, that's great. And so we had a whole list of words that dealt with graduation, and they were rhyming. And so I wrote a poem, a rhyme poem, about graduation. And they put it up in the little hallway. Now, we didn't put it, it was sitting for a long time. So that was really the very first poem I kind of wrote, but it was with the help of the librarian. And I really didn't consider myself a poet, but when I was in high school, I was about 15 years old, and I always dated older girls. Always had, all my old girlfriends were like 2, 3 years older than me. Actually, I was lying about my age a lot of times, because I knew that the girls would go out with somebody that was 14, and I'm dealing with girls that are 17 years old, and I'm telling them I'm getting ready to go to college. I'm really getting ready to go to my junior year in high school. And so I had a relationship with a young lady who was older than me. She was in college, and her first year, and I was telling her I was going to NYU, and I was getting ready to be a junior in high school. And my teacher, the English teacher, would always give us 10 vocabulary words to look up and write and put into a composition. And I knew a composition was anything you decided to write could be a composition. So I looked at Miss Carpenter, that was my English teacher, and I asked her, I said, if I put these words in a poem, can I get extra credit? So she looked at the 10 words that she had given us for an assignment, and she said, if you put these 10 words in a cohesive poem, I will give you 2 extra credits. So I took the 10 words, and I wrote a poem entitled Emancipation. And you can imagine that was one of the words, emancipation. And matter of fact, I remember the poem.
Can you recite it for us, please?
Emancipation. She's a rose of many thorns, stirring fire out of my heart. Though she blossoms in many forms, her thorns remain always sharp. She hurts yet stays, projecting seductively fragrant perfumes. I protest in so many ways, but my manhood she somehow consumes. 15. I'm torn between love and masculinity, and the latter I need the most. Alike from mine, a separate entity, I'm a man, this I cannot boast. She, more woman than I, a man, knows not her place by me. She thinks me a cactus, withering in sand, closing the ears to my plea. Let me breathe the aroma in your body. Let me free the pride in your perfume. For the love I feel will soon be pardoned by the manhood I must quickly resume. She looked at the poem. She looked at me. She says, well, I know your work. I know you didn't steal this from anybody. She says, you are a natural poet. I don't know what you're going to do with it, but you have that at your disposal. That was the first time anyone had ever connected me with poetry on a serious level like that. I had a little introduction up to 5th grade, but now I'm being confirmed by, I consider Miss Carpenter like my mother away from home because she was black, and she really did look out for me, and I appreciated it. Matter of fact, she would have me go downstairs after I came to school, and I would go to the deli nearby and get her, she always wanted a roll, a buttered roll, and a cup of coffee. And I would be outside, and a lot of my kids thought that I would be cutting class, but I was doing the assignment for my teacher. I wasn't cutting class, I had permission. And she she told me that I was a natural poet. I didn't have I didn't think about it seriously, because I wanted to be a doctor. I was planning to be a doctor. I was a good science student. I got the highest score in the biology regents, and I was really looking forward to being a medical doctor. Actually, I think I've been watching a lot of Ben Casey on TV, so I want to be a neurosurgeon, like Dr. Ben Casey. Because I think there are two shows about doctors on television, Dr. Kildare and Ben Casey. And so I was influenced by that. Plus, my mother did domestic work with some doctors out in Great Neck, Long Island. And the people, they loved me out there. And so the doctor who she worked for called me Doc. So that was like a nickname. So I wasn't trying to be a poet, but the poetry came very naturally. And that was the very first poem that I wrote. And whenever I remember mostly anything that's had an impact on my life. And as I say, when the last poets came into existence, it was only because of the killing of Dr. King that last poets were born for me. Because if David Nelson, who I consider to be the father of the group, it was his idea to have a group of men work as a unit and doing poetry, because poets usually are singular, they don't function in groups. Poets can hang out with trees and flowers and leave people alone entirely. But they have the group, like you have a group of singers, or the Temptations, or the Supremes, or the Delphonics, and they have a group of poets. That's unique. You don't see anything like that happening on the planet. When you see poets, white poets or black poets, they usually ride solo. They hang out with themselves. Lloyd Rock, when he was a poet down in the village, he was solo. He got his white friends, Allen Ginsberg and all of them, but they didn't work as a unit. Everybody worked on their own accord. David Nelson had this idea that if you could get three people together, three poets together from different walks of life and work as a unit, it would be a great example for black folks to see how much we need to unify. If you can see poets working together, because we have the same books on our necks that we're trying to get rid of, maybe we can get our act together no matter what, from a Muslim, a Christian, an atheist, whatever. We need to come together and unify to take care of the issues that are facing all of us. And it was a great idea. And that's what gave birth to the Last Poets. Dave was a big dreamer, and I made him make the dream happen because they had killed Dr. King, and my mother thought he was the second coming of Christ. And my father didn't care too much for me because he was from Savannah, Georgia. And he just said, man, one man, he talking about non-violence, those folks sleep with their guns. He said, he's gonna get killed. Ain't no two ways about it. He's not smart. My father had no love for Dr. King whatsoever. My mother thought he was like the second coming of Christ. He was talking peace and love. And she even, when he did his I Have a Dream speech, I think she had me touch the TV like I was gonna get some of that power from the speech. And so when they killed Dr. King, I was hurt because I loved my mother and she was devastated. A lot of black folks were totally devastated. That's why they had riots all across the country, because Dr. King had touched the hearts of many black folks. And I called David. I said, David, if you don't get this little group together that you had talked about, I'm gonna become a serial killer. I'm gonna get a gun and I'm gonna sit up on the roof and I'm gonna shoot every white person I see, because they're never gonna be honest and fair with us. They want to kill us. They're not gonna work. We're not gonna be able to get equality any other way. We have to fight fire with fire. And David said to me, don't do that, man. I'm gonna put your name, my name, and I met another guy at a poetry reading. I'll put our names on a list. We go on stage and read some poetry at Malcolm X's birthday, and that's how we got started. So on May 19th, 1968, in a park in Harlem called Mount Morris Park, that park has been renamed to Marcus Garvey. Now it's Marcus Garvey Park, but it was Mount Morris Park. David Nelson, Garland Kane, and myself, we went on stage, and we were not called the Last Poets, we didn't have a name, but the three of us went on stage together, and we had a little chant that I had heard, and we chanted together, and we made it clear that we were a group, and we performed, and we were accepted immediately by the people. Matter of fact, we got a gig that next Friday. We were performing at York University. And David Nelson's job was to find a name. Donald Kane said that he would think that if we had a place in Harlem, we could endear ourselves to people even more. So we had a place called the East Wing. And as I say, the rest is history.
Can you do that chant for us?
The chant came from a demonstration I saw the students at Howard University. The students at Howard University in 1968 were not happy with their president. Their president's name was Nesbitt, Nesbitt, and they ordered him out. So they had created an effigy of him hanging from a tree. And they were going around that tree, and there were two chants they were doing. One was beep beep, bang bang, Ungawa, Black Power, beep beep, bang bang, Ungawa, Black Power. That was one chant. But the other chant they had blew me away. Because I'd never heard this word on television ever. Are you ready, niggas? You got to be ready. Are you ready, niggas? You got to be ready. Are you ready, niggas? So when we went to David's house, we prepared to go on stage on May 19th, and I met Kane for the first time. I knew David because we had worked together in the public program, and we were at David's house, which was right across the street from the park. I'm trying to figure out a way that we could go on stage and sound like a group. So I figured if David had a performance had a possibility of Bluffers, and I thought that he might do that. And I figured we could sing like maybe harmonize in the background. David couldn't hold it until we handed it to him. Kane was something that I was the only one who could really sing. And so David said that he was going to do this performance out of Are You Ready, Black People? I was so intimidated about performing in Harlem. I'd come to Harlem like about 2 weeks before, and I was recognizing at the time the song that was out, that was a hit, was It's Your Thing, Do What You Want to Do, was about the Ozzy Brothers. And brothers, I was listening and watching people in Harlem, and brothers would walk up to, one brother walked up to the brother and said, yo man, what's your thing, man? I said, I'm in the Nation of Islam. And maybe another brother might walk up to another brother and say, yo, what's your thing, man? I said, I'm a Black Panther. So I'm listening and I'm discovering that every time a brother asked somebody what that thing was, thing had like a revolution, was like a revolutionary pronoun. So in other words, what's your affiliation with the movement? Because they killed the Civil Rights Movement, and the only movement that took place after that was the Black Power movement. So I'm learning all of this by listening and watching Black folks in Harlem. So I went home and I wrote a piece called, What is Your Thing? Whether is it a Black thing, will it save Black women and children, will it build a Black nation? What is your thing? And so I broke down the whole thing about thing, and at the end I said, well, you ain't got no thing? We better get something because you lose everything. So it was a cute poem. I would say it was one of my greatest poems, but it hit all the points that were being made. So I figured out, I said, I'm gonna do What Is Your Thing, brother? Kane had a poem entitled Niggas Are Untogether People, and David had a poem that he's gonna do called Are You Ready, Black People? So I said that I knew they couldn't sing, but I figured you don't have to sing the chant. So I said to David and Kane, said, how about if we started chanting, Are you ready, niggas? You got to be ready. Are you ready? So Kane liked it. He started moving his head, and after doing it, he liked it right away, and David did too. So we decided that we were going to go on stage chanting, Are you ready, niggas? By the time we got to the middle of the stage, the entire park was chanting, Are you ready, niggas? It was a hit. And then David did his poem. I don't know who did, I don't know what the order in which they came, but I did my poem, David did his poem, and Kane did his poem. Kane's poem, Kane made it clear from the beginning, he was the best poet out of all three of us. His poetry was unbelievable. To be able to even use the word nigga in a poem, I mean, his poetry is so good, so I think I know all of his poetry as well as he does, because I do have a whole Rolodex of all the poems in my head.
Well, I have something here. Can you see?
Yes, that's now that we did with Jamel and Dean, Understand What Black Is. Oh, no, that's done, that was done with Jamel and Dean. That was done by Tony Thorpe out of England, yeah. And matter of fact, that particular, the title of that's a poem I wrote, Understand What Black Is. And it was orchestrated by the Rotterdam Philharmonic Orchestra. You can go online and see it. I'm doing that poem with a 66-piece orchestration behind me. It's amazing. But one day,
Well, we intend to play that today
well, because.
because I have the album here.
Yes, yeah, that's good. I wrote that because black has been misunderstood. You know, there's nobody who's really black in terms of color. And black is a source from which everything comes from. And so that's what I wanted to point out. That's why I wrote Understand What Black Is, yeah.
Well, we're going to take a moment, okay? Don't go away, don't leave us.
Okay,
We're gonna take a 5-minute break if you don't mind. And we feed our folks here.
okay,
We're gonna have a little chat and chew,
okay,
and they're gonna ask you some questions. I asked people to write down questions that I could ask you. If you have not wrote anything, you can go to the table and write it. But as we prepare ourselves to do our meal, I want you to hang around. If you were here, I'd feed you.
okay.
So I'm asking Anita if you're ready. Well, we'll go from this side. Yes. Yes.
Thank you for my friend, Kim, for having this vision, putting this together. Thank you for everybody that has come out today. When you could have been doing something else, thank you for all our helpers. We thank you from the crown of your head to the soles of your feet. Amen. So is there any way we can do tables first, like to come up, so everybody can come up at the same time?
It's up to you. It's up to
We
you.
do this last table here, the first table there, we start on this end. The first table here, the last table here, we start on that end.
I'm so happy to see you today. I'm so happy.
Well, thank you, and it makes me feel good to give possibility.
You know, I read my poem to you when you did government.
Oh, yeah?
I'm the Kim Robinson who did government. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yes, I remember now.
Now you know?
Yes. That was a beautiful session, that whole evening.
Yes, it was.
It was a very nice session.
Yes, it was. I'm sharing, I did a session with them last Sunday. And I got an opportunity, the subject matter was government.
Right.
So I got an opportunity to write my government poem. And believe me, it was realistic. So I can't tell you what happened, but it really happened. But we enjoyed ourselves. There's so many great poets in the room, and
Right.
they're depicting their situations, and we all had something in common.
Yes.
Question he said.
That's the first album. That album sold 1 million copies.
Okay, here's another album for you.
That's the first one.
This question is, which one is he? Which one are you on this album?
I'm the first guy that you got the car with.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The Red Dashiki, that's me.
In the Red Dashiki.
Yep.
Okay, see, you got great fans in Pittsburgh too. Just not in New York, not overseas. We care about your poems too.
That album sold 1 million copies before social media was ever, enacted. And so I know we have fans all over because I've been a lot of places, and that album has shown up almost every place I've ever gone.
That's good. See?
And the thing that makes that album special to me is that when we did it, Alan Douglas was the guy that produced it, and I told him to put the words on the inside cover. We were the first group in America to put the words on the inside cover of an album.
Okay. And I see, because most of the albums you have do have the words on the inside, especially this one.
Yes.
We have all the words inside of the album.
Yeah, because see, I'm a teacher, and I figured if you could read, because a lot of times it's hard to understand what people are saying, especially if they're talking quickly. But if you can read what we're saying, you can digest what we're saying a lot better.
Okay, here's another question for you. It says, is the Harlem Renaissance still open to hear black poets?
Harlem Renaissance, say that again?
It says, are the Harlem Renaissance residents, still open to hear black poets?
Yes, black poetry is now on the list of listening throughout the entire planet. Poetry has taken on a certain position on the planet that nobody else ever imagined. Because hip hop is a branch of the poetry, so to speak. And so when you're a hip hop artist, you have some poetic skills. All hip hop artists aren't necessarily poets, but they all, if you're a good hip hop artist, you've got to have some poetic skills, no doubt about it. Hip hop is more than just having some rhyming words with a fat beat. But like, for example, Rakim and Melly Mel, they've proven that through hip hop, they can use some great poetic lines. When Melly Mel says, don't push me cause I'm close to the edge, I'm trying not to lose my head. It's like a jungle sometimes. If you want to, I keep going under. All of that is poetry. And plus, Melly Mel is actually participating on one of our albums, one of my favorite albums that we've done before we tell it.
1 second, please. I can't hear. You're talking too loud, please. I can't hear what he's saying. We are doing this so you all can hear he's responding to these questions that are being asked. Thank you. Enjoy your meal.
So, yeah, poetry has a bigger voice today than it's ever had.
Okay, here's another question. As a poet, who knows the true greatness of our people? I believe the Creator uses natural gifts. Our
unnatural gifts to uplift.
Unnatural gifts to uplift our people, which is our purpose. I am because we all. We are?
Yeah. I think that's what I gathered from the things I've heard on the last post.
That line is actually Ubuntu. That's what Ubuntu means.
Yes. Yes.
I am because we are.
That's right.
That's an Ubuntu line. That's a Zulu line. A brother in South Africa was engaging some young men. And there were about 8 or 9 young men playing. They were young kids. And he said that he wanted the
Okay. We have some pictures of younger days and recently that your niece sent me.
Okay.
Everyone wants to know which one is you. Who are you? Can you see this?
Yeah, well, I'm the guy right there on the first guy.
Everybody know that. Stevie Wonder can see that.
Yep.
Did you hear it? He's
And of course, I'm the guy in the middle.
okay. Here's another one that you did with the Guardian.
Yeah, that was done in Belgium. That was taken by, they did an interview with us in Belgium and as during a photo shot. That was last year in Belgium. Yeah. That's Felipe, Babatune, and myself, yes.
Can you repeat that again, please?
Felipe Luciano is on my left, and Babatune with that, that's our percussionist, and that's me in the middle, yes. And that was taken in Belgium.
Well, I have a special presentation that I would like to show you.
Okay.
One second, please.
Okay.
This artwork was done by my daughter-in-law.
Oh, that's beautiful. I love that.
She lives in Phoenix, Arizona.
What is that? Was that a t-shirt or something?
That's a jacket. She put it on the back of a jacket.
Oh, that's beautiful. Wow. That's nice. That is absolutely beautiful.
And she
Well,
and she
please
did.
give her my love and tell her I love her work.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's excellent.
And she did this for me
Oh, that's great.
to celebrate the last poet.
Well, that's beautiful.
Her name is Tyra Preston Robinson.
Will you please give her my best and tell her that I wish I had one like it. It's very nice.
Well, I will let her know. I will tell her
Okay,
what size you wear.
large.
Large, I'll make sure she
Okay.
knows that.
Yeah, large will be fine. Thank you. That's nice.
If anybody had she was supposed to be on Zoom with us. My daughter-in-law is an artist by profession.
Okay,
And like I said, my son is part of the production crew to help put this together in your honor. His name is
Okay.
Lamar Robinson.
okay,
And I do have another question for you.
okay.
When was the last time you came to Pittsburgh? And will you come back?
I would be more than happy to come back to the city of 1,000 bridges. And last time I was there was last year at the August Wilson Theater. And that was a very nice gig. Matter of fact, they gave us a trophy that I have on my bookshelf. And the honor that we received there, the love was fabulous. And I've got friends that live in Pittsburgh, a brother named Mincer, who was a very important brother during at a place called the East in Brooklyn. And he was responsible for we had like every year they had a serious.
Kente Arts. Mensa, it's from Kente Arts. That's who does Kente Arts here in Pittsburgh. Oh, yeah.
Mensa's from Kente Arts here in Pittsburgh. Well, here's another question for you.
Okay.
What are your thoughts about where we are headed as a people?
Well, I have faith that we're going to turn things around. Right now, I think that many of us, unfortunately, we have too many of us who have lost and who have been bitten. That's why I think that the movie Sinners that Brian Coogler did is very important because white folks are going out of their way to connect with us. We're seeing integration like it's the latest things in sliced bread. And that's primarily because they're dying. And many of us are online. Too many of my brothers are hooking up with the snow bunnies, and too many of my sisters are deciding that they need a snowman. It breaks my heart to see Venus and Serena both, who were tennis stars that we love because they broke into a white pool of tennis and changed the game, but they won't also join the ranks. So I do see some of us lost. Strengthening us, and we want to overcoming the weaknesses that we've been seeing. It's going to take some time. Changes that will benefit not only us, but the entire world of humanity.
Yes, I agree. I agree. Yes. Here's another question for you. I am a long time Harlem resident who truly appreciates all of the black knowledge and love you have shared over the years. Long live the spirit of Mount Morris Park.
Yes. Well, Harlem has always been the citadel of black culture as far as I'm concerned. You can go to other places, you go out to California, you go to Watts, you can go to Detroit, you can go to Chicago. But Harlem has always been the citadel, the place where black culture was nurtured. And we've been fortunate enough to have super historians there, like Dr. Finn and Dr. John Lee Park. We have the only research sister there that is famous, the Schomburg, is a famous cultural sister, and Arturo Schomburg was a Puerto Rican, wanted to make it clear that even though he may have had a Spanish colonizer, and you call yourself Puerto Rican, you also have African roots, and we can honor those roots. And so Harlem has been, as far as I'm concerned, the core of our spiritual blackness, the warriors we want. I've always loved Harlem. I really love Harlem. I was raised in the my father's white wall ties on his car and things, with white wall ties, and you can't have white wall ties that are dirty, and your car is a showpiece, and we go along, 108th Street, between the Southern Baptist Church, and after church, we go to my aunt's house on 142nd and 6th Avenue and eat. And so I got a chance to have my Sundays in Harlem, and I fell in love with Harlem because they would send me outside when they were talking about me. I've always talked about it. Like, I don't know why they had when we talk about me, but they would talk about me in my face, they would send me outside. But that was okay. But I'm standing in front of the building, and I'm watching those girls jump double dutch and play hopscotch, and I was entertained. So I got my love for our culture and my love for my people just by spending Sundays in Harlem. And I told myself that if I have an opportunity, I was going to live in Harlem. And I've been here, living in Harlem for the last 45 years, and I really
Okay, all right. Yeah, all right. Well, my question is, as a renowned poet, what would you tell the youth of today about getting into writing poetry?
write about something that's going to go dark. Write about something that will give us knowledge as to who we are. We don't need to write about darkness. We don't need to write about money. Money is something that is a value. We have to have money only to take care of the things that we need to be comfortable. But money should not be our focus. We should talk about the value of us. We are the greatest resource that was taken from Africa. Not gold, not diamond, not uranium, not lithium, not cobalt, not oil. The greatest resource on the planet is us. Our writers need to recognize that the greatest of our resources is representing the world, how we are music, the entire planet to dance to, how we, our souls have fed everybody. We not only have breastfed white people, we have breastfed the planet in many, many ways. We need to write about that. We are not underlings, we are royal, and we come from royalty. And the writers that are writing need to talk about us from an upper level, not coming down, not being miserable, not being sad, and full of stuff that's painful. We're people who are healers, and we're builders, and we're lovers. And I want to see more of that in our work, because that's how we grow, and that's where we should be headed.
Yes. So, we have another question.
What is your favorite piece, if it's yours or anybody else's?
I didn't hear that.
What is your favorite piece, if it is one of yours or anybody else's?
My favorite piece
Yes, sir.
of mine,
Of yours?
Yours or anybody's?
well, one of my favorite pieces is the Negro's piece of Rivers by Langston Hughes. I love that because as far as I'm concerned, even though it's a short poem, that is one of the best Black history poems of all time.
Yes, it is.
And he uses the rivers to talk about our history. I mean, I think it's just extremely clever. And the thing about it, if you know the story, Langston wrote that when he was on a train going to visit his father, and he was 17 years old. So that poem is ridiculous. Langston wasn't 17 when he wrote that poem. Langston was about 70 when he wrote the poem, in terms of his spirit. because that poem is much too mature for a 17-year-old kid. I mean, I've known rivers, ancient rivers, my soul has grown deep like the river. So that's one of my favorite poems of all poems. And then, and not only that, when it comes to a favorite poem of one of mine that I've written, I have to say For the Millions, because For the Millions has gotten some popularity that was way beyond my imagination. For the Millions is a poem that there was a production called the Mahaka, and it was at the St. Paul Baptist Church, and they had to include a bunch of folks that would run around the country, putting on this production called the Mahaka. Mahaka is a term that Dr. Winter, who is a professor at Spelman, she came up with this term which refers to our Holocaust. The Jews have actually trademarked the name Holocaust, so no one else can say that they've gone through the Holocaust but the Jews. And with that understanding, Dr. Marimba created this book called Mahaka, which describes the Holocaust that we went through as a people throughout the Middle Passage. And in that, and it's such a strong version of our pain, because the Jews lost 6 million. We lost 100 million in efforts to create this transatlantic slave trade. And so what happened actually is when the Million Man March came into existence, I wrote a piece called For the Millions. And I never got a chance to get to the Million Man March because the last ones that they did the same day at Penn State University.
Can you recite that for us?
Yes, yes, I can. And it's my favorite poem. All right, it's a long piece, but this is For the Millions. For the millions of Africans chained to the slave ships. For the millions of scars and backs and faces by the bullet. For the millions who jumped overboard to the blood that poured on the shores of North America, South America, Central America, and Europe. For the millions who took time that came. Rich Cotton, that came for millions who were shot, hungry. The millions who cut the game, Rich Cotton. The millions who were hungry. The trees that rotten. For the millions who got shot, beat to death, hard feathers rolling off. For the millions,
Take your time.
I mean, it's just escaping because I'm thinking about it so much. For the millions who were castrated, segregated, and segregated, integrated, and legislated by the constipated, for the millions who lied to, denied to, banned by our eyes, and misguided to, and not invited to, so we decided to get ourselves together and change the weather, not just for now, but forever. We decided to take a look at the view of ourselves, at this colored skin, at this coarse hair, at these bullets, at this actual orange sour soul, still breathing the breath of God's in our lungs. Greatness is where we're coming from. The millions who laid and slept in jails and boycotted and freaking the curse and yelled at, spit at, like blacks not where it's at. For the millions who, the big names who fought the sacrifice. The millions who, the big names who fought the sacrifice. We're here to stay. No matter how much the millions who the shades and the Washington, the James Bolton, and Langston, and the millions who do it for those boys no matter what. The rest of the earth shall rise again. No matter how many votes, no one can get out of this place. No matter how much living and crack, never can kill the black because divine creation started civilization, built the pyramids and the Sphinx, taught the world how to pray and think, not to mention visions we never got to before, and all the babies we raised, keep our own way growing, for the millions with fire in their souls that burn so bright, and the strength of our will as diamond as the night, and the wisdom we walk, and the wisdom we talk, and the wisdom we walk, and the wisdom we know, even when we have nothing to say. We know the sound, the color, and spice of the day. We move the lady, we turn things around. We tired being tired, and crawling on the ground. We move the lady, we turn things around. We're tired of being tired, and crawling on the ground. It's time.
All right.
Return to our spiritual home. Reclaim our throne and lead this American nightmare alone.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm using the rhythm of this the way I normally do it. It will come naturally because when you really make the poem, it's got the song. If you're singing it in the rhythm, then you're going to fall in place. I did do it, I think my favorite.
Well, we got the point. We got the point. We got the point. The message was heard loud and clear. But I would like to thank you for being my special guest. Well, I'd like to thank you for honoring us with your presence. We have another question before we depart the way.
Okay.
Is there something that you would say to the youth of America today to help uplift, motivate, and encourage them to do better and be better? What would you tell the youth of America?
Honor your ancestors. You came from something that was wonderful and great. You don't want to disrespect them by messing up their dream. You are our tomorrow. And without you, we have nothing to look forward to.
Amen.
And we know that you've got some excellence in your world because you come from excellence. And I'm looking forward to the excellence that you're going to put on display. And believe in yourself. Trust yourself. Learn how to feel good about you. And let nothing stop you from recognizing you're supposed to be here.
Well, I would like everyone to say thank you. And we would like for you all also to say we appreciate the enlightenment of your poetry. And your presence will always live on in Pittsburgh.
Thank you for having me. And you all just be good to yourself and each other. We're going to be fine. Like Kenneth Lamar said, we're going to be all right.
All right. Thank you so much. I look forward. All right. I look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks.
All right.
All right. Thank you so much, sir. Let's give him a hand, please. Last poet. I don't think so. Yes. You know, there's so many. Like I said, when I first heard them when I was young. Excuse me, please be quiet. There's a question being asked. You know, when I heard them the first time, it was like you're 7 years old. It's almost like back in the 60s, and I wrote a poem called My Blackness is Sufficient. You knew the power of who you were. You understood who you were. And you being raised in an environment that blackness was pride. Everything we did with pride. And now we're starting to lose that. Our kids are starting not to understand that their blackness is sufficient. And we need to start teaching them how to see themselves as being powerful in every aspect of the word, powerful. And say in relationship to you, asking what you asked me, I really don't know. There's so many.
Well, the reason why I asked that, as a poet myself, and inspired by many things they said, Ali said, and what we see. Me growing up in New York, went on the subway, I thought the man thinking on me in Massachusetts. So I'm young, and I'm on the subway. And as he said, when he asked about writing, I think everybody should write.
That's right.
Everybody should write because we see the world different. And we see the world from your perspective. You're a woman, maybe a different persuasion, but everybody's opinion matters. and your viewpoint matters, your voice matters. And that's what's happening in the world now, where it gets suppressed, where you not just feel right and wrong. So, that poetry thing, I'm so inspired by the last poet. My wife, see, this doesn't leave me, because I'm part of this struggle. We gotta recognize there's a war that played upon you before you was born. Why you're here, gonna be going, why you're going. What is your purpose, my people? They put a lot in you. I get chills. This whole thing, I want to talk to you personally about some things. I see where you at. Do you remember Turner Shabazz? Remember that name?
Yes. Yes.
See, that's what I'm about.
Yes.
Bringing up those before you.
Right.
That man was picking horse for Mike Vick, talking about things that's relevant. You ain't relevant if you ain't think you're relevant. They've been relevant, I think, then. See how good that man look? He messed up a little bit because how many points he got in his head
That's right.
to mess up. But he caught it because we told him to take his time, but the love is there. I don't know how old he is, but the wisdom.
That's right. Can't take it away from him.
If we take the kids, take the kids, I want us to stop saying that. Kids are saying, our parenting is different.
Yeah.
Huh?
Say it.
I don't allow that. You can't say that in my house. You can't turn that on. You don't pay no electricity. No, I'm very serious. Walk around your neighborhood to see if any kids are laughing and playing.
Nope.
Or smiling. So that's the poetry that I try to write, and they do it. Not just them. Can you tell me some more poets that influence you?
One of my favorites was Langston Hughes, as he indicated. Gwendolyn Brooks.
Yes.
Those two poets really set the precedence on how I write. When I was in high school, I was in Upward Bound at Carnegie Mellon. I will never forget this. In 12th grade, we're supposed to be graduating. We're sitting there learning grammar. Now, you usually learn grammar when you're in like 2nd through 4th or something like that. We had to learn what iambic pentameter was, middle rhyme. It didn't make sense.
Do now.
Okay, but it makes sense now.
Do now.
So when I write my poems, it's always centered around my experiences of my own personal life, or people I've met, or situations I've been in. So like you were saying, encouraging you to write, especially our kids, they need to be able to express what they're feeling and not express what they're feeling by arguing, fighting, guns, killing. Give them a pen. Give them a piece of paper and say, write what you're thinking about. And listen to them and hear them, because they have a lot to say. And I want you all to just say to yourselves, I am somebody special. I was born to be somebody. And no one can take that away from me. Whatever knowledge I have in my mind and in my heart and in my brain, no one can take it away from me. And once you understand that, regardless of where you come from, what zip code you live in, whatever economic, you were born to be somebody. And my mother and father used to tell me that all the time. And I tell my kids, I didn't carry you for 9 months to be nothing. So you have to encourage each other and understand that poetry brings a lot of inner feelings out, a lot of emotions. You don't have to rhyme every time. It's a story, but it's a story being told line by line. So I appreciate you all coming. I do want to play this. I'm quite sure you haven't seen a record player in years.
Not true.
So I'm taking you back home. Thanks to, she doesn't want me to say this. She told me, don't say nobody nothing, don't tell nobody nothing. Thanks to the library, I'll just put it that way. I'd like to thank Rico for being here. I don't know if you have a record player in your house, but we're going to play this first one, and I hope you enjoyed your meal. Thank you. We worked hard. Look, I don't even know how to work it. That's kind of pathetic, too.
All right. So we're going to do this. Okay.
Okay.
And then
A new lesson.
then you put it down wherever you want to play it,
You know.
and then you bring it in.
While we're waiting for her to play the record player, everybody pull out your phones right now, please, so you can go to the live stream. Well, let me know when I'll give you 1 minute to get everybody get their phones out. I need you to go on YouTube. I need you to search.
And took my hand with you, Jesus, so I remember what you
1-8-RICCO, all one word. Once you see my face, just click on my face, it'll go to my page, and you'll see the thumbnail and this live right now. 1-8-RICCO.
Have you played this record?
So you can rewatch it, share it, send it to anybody that wasn't here. Tell them next time Kim Robinson has an event, you better show up.
You decide, no. You will get long standing
Okay. Sorry, I don't want to hurt your record.
1-8-RICCO.
Well, unfortunately, because we know how old record players are, it's not going to play the album, but anyone who has a record player and who likes vinyl,
Share, like, comment.
be sure
And
to
then we always go back to
check out The Last Poets. This big. It's this big. I couldn't bring it here. Yeah, my record player is like this. The old wooden kind with the big top. It's almost like a stereo. Yeah. But I really appreciate you all coming. I hope that you all got something out of it. You know, if God willing, next year we'll be doing another poet. But we were so truly blessed to have someone who showed up and showed out.
Yeah.
So read his poem, read Last Poets, and expose your kids and your grandkids into the poetry scene, because we have a lot to learn. So I thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed yourself. And come back again.
I just want to present this to one of my best friends in the whole wide world. I'm so sorry I came late, but I love you so much. I'm going to show the world just a little token of my appreciation.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You worked so hard on it.
Thank you so much.
Can we all give Kim a round of applause for doing this for us? Now you have to go to the live stream because these are on it now.
Let me send me your contact information because I'd like to get in contact with you so we can collaborate if you're interested with these